What up, everybody? Sam Sim, aka Sammy Sim, also known as SamSemantic, in the building once more. And I'll just do this video, won't make it as long. I guess respectfully, this video should be called I Love Black Women Part 3, but, um, man, this is going out to all the people on Fate Jones's fucking channel. All the ones who commented on black men impoverish everything they touch. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Okay. This is the last time I ever say anything about this topic. And I'm gonna figure out a way where I can take all of the notifications in regards to this topic. Figure out a way to just take them off and continue on with my life, because I'm starting to get a lot of women posting some crazy stuff. I mean, I thought that I split it right down the middle, that I separated the thugs and the uneducated motherfuckers and the ratchet bitches and hoes. I know for sure that I broke that two down. But I get another notification from some chick calls herself Ask the One. I guess she started a page up today. And her page just talks about her personal hair, beauty, and fashion. Which I can dig deep into that. Let's kind of tear her up real quick. First of all, she doesn't show any pictures of her, so I'm unable to tell if she's like, one of those white trolls, one of those CIA agents, COINTELPRO, one of those motherfuckers. But either case, she has a new page, no subscribers. But then she goes off and she makes this long ass message, which says, SamSemantic, oh please stop with the bullshit. Please show me the high number of black men 25, even 30 and under, who are trying to get married and support a family. Most of the black men under 30 just want to fuck, period. I really should say regardless of age, because the older ones just want to fuck too. They don't want serious relationships, so stop the lies. Even the uneducated ones in suits are liars and cheaters. There are no good black men. You having a basic ass job, degree, car, apartment does not make you a good man. Your character does. And most black men, regardless of age, are fucking liars, cheaters, and misogynists. Just listen to how quickly y'all call women bitches and hoes. All you want to call yourself good men. The fucking audacity. Well, and you want to call yourself a good man. The fucking audacity is what she said. Sorry about that. Well, you know what? That statement, Ask the One, that statement just tells me that you have been around a certain type of guy. Because if you saw my video, if you even read the comment that I stated, I separated it right down the line. I'm talking about the ratchet fucking women. I'm talking about the women who get out of the bed with a fucking nasty attitude. You can't take them out because they're so opinionated. When you do take them out, they know every fucking guy in the city. They just want to keep up with the fucking Joneses. And I am going to put you in that category as well, because your page, it just talks about beauty, talks about fashion, and your personal hair. So I'm going to say that you fall into one of these categories. And another thing I'm going to say is, a lot of these guys that you are referring to, I'll say it again, I agree. You are right. A lot of those guys are dogs, but they outweigh men like us in numbers, in large numbers. And also, too, on a personal note, when I was 18, and still now, my personal story is I gave up. I gave up on a lot of black women as far as choosing or even bothering to choose or find, I should say, the woman that had traditional values like my grandmother, who I was raised by the majority of my life. It was just hard to find, you know? It got to the point where I say, you know what, I'm wasting a lot of time just looking for, a woman that I can call, wife material. So what did I do? I just got in the dating game, you know. But while I was on the verge of becoming successful, you know, between the ages of 18 and 28, yeah, I went out to clubs, you know, looking for women. You know, who got all the women? My homeboys who were playing football in college, you know, the players, the D boys. These were the ones getting all the women. I don't see why you don't understand that shit. There are plenty of guys and women, but there are plenty of guys between the ages of 25 and 30 that want a woman with good values, and they ain't not out here trying to fuck everything in the meantime. I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? I was actually one of them. So when you make this statement, I'm just reading your comment towards me. It just tells me that this has happened to you personally, or if it didn't happen to you personally, by one of these cheaters, one of these liars, one of these download niggas, you know, one of these guys who have children by previous relationships. If it did not happen to you, then it happened to someone who you were very, very close with, like your older sister or your mother or something like that. Same shit happened to my mom as well, you know? Same exact shit. But am I downing all black women? No. I know a lot of black women didn't want to mess with me while I was driving the hoopty. But you ought to see how many women look now when they see me riding around in a sports car. I'm serious. Even with my SS, when I ride around, people, they tend to turn back and they look because I don't have the same type of car that everybody else has. You're not going to see my car twice in one day. And that's the same type of guy that I am. When I chose my cars, when I went to the car lot and chose my cars, I chose my cars based on the type of guy that I was. I said, you know what? I know I'm different. I know I'm not out here trying to fuck everything. You know I have strong values when it comes down to making decisions. And that's all I wanted. I wanted a woman that could match that, who has strong critical thinking skills, someone who I can sit down and talk to and have a conversation with, someone who could think logically when I wasn't around. You know, it doesn't exist. Or if it does exist, it's very, very rare. Which I can agree, most black men, you know, are fucking liars, cheaters, and misogynists. But there are some that are not, and some who have to take the backlash for a lot of these thug ass niggas, just like a lot of women take the backlash of being bitches and hoes. But then a lot of the women, you know, that I run into, I mean, they are. That's what made me decide to, you know, just say, fuck it. You know what? I'm just going to start getting into the dating game and just messing around with these women like how my buddies do. You know what I'm saying? Because it got to the point, it was like, man, I got to get me some ass where these motherfuckers start thinking I'm gay. And the women weren't really fucking looking for the type of relationship of longevity. Especially in their 20s, they just wasn't looking for it. And the ones that were looking for it, what? They were unattractive. You know, they were overweight. You know, the ones that I looked at is being one of the buddies. And now that I've gotten on YouTube, I'm starting to think that a lot of women who make these comments, like Ask the One, is one of these women who are unattractive or overly obese. Because for you to say all black men are like this, it's a fucking problem. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Like either you have been fucked over by these guys, or you're not attractive and you're just not getting picked. I'm not down on all women. I mean, I get chosen by, you know, some of the most beautiful black women, you know, that's around. And I'm talking about, you know, some of the ratchet ones too. I mean, they look attractive. But when I get to know them, when they start talking, I'm like, oh no, I can't bother myself with this. I cannot be involved with this. And I keep moving because those values is not there. So for you to put me in the category with the rest of the thugs, it's like, okay, well, fine. And I hate to be the one to just go out and date outside of my fucking race. So I try my best. I really do. I try my best not to. You know, I mean, I run into nice, beautiful Asian women and Hispanic women, which I really don't really fuck with. You know, so Hispanic women. I just don't. But yeah, I run into other women of other races. I do. I see them. And And I always think to myself, like, man, if you are trying to, just set an example for your people, then you cannot have a serious relationship with these women. But then when I go on YouTube and I see this shit, it's like, wow, no wonder why a lot of these guys are just dating out. So that's why I think that this woman has to be like FBI or some type of COINTELPRO or CIA, just placed on YouTube to divide us all. She has no followers. I guess she just recently started. But yeah, she's dedicating her page to fucking beauty, hair, and fashion, which just shows you, what type of female that we're dealing with. And I'm not down on her. I'm just saying, um, just stating the facts. If she wants to generalize all black men, as she stated, then I feel as though I can generalize her. Seriously, this is the shit that we're dealing with. I read your comment. I read the comment to you, and a lot of women. I mean, Faye Jones. It comes from her page. Faye Jones is March 3rd, 2017 post titled "Black Men Impoverish Everything They Touch." I followed back and did a response. You know, and after doing the response, she came to my channel and she read, some of the comments, and she responded. She said, I like your point of view. You seem like a good person. I'll follow you. And that was cool. Because even with her, like, I'm looking at her and I could tell, I'm like, look, something happened, man. Something had to have happened. Because she looks almost like my mom, to be honest with you. She does. She looks almost like my mom. So when I saw her, I was like, wow, man, something had to have happened. Because women like that just don't down black men. Something happened. And it hurt us so much that she put all black men in this fucking category. Yeah, there's a lot of, fuck, bruh. I wish y'all knew how pissed off I got at a lot of these niggas that don't have anything out here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Especially the ones who left you guys with kids. Man, we probably share the same hate. We probably share the same fucking passion for them. But all black men are dogs, man. All that's going to do is just drive the good ones further away. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a terrible fucking sight for you guys, man. So, I don't know, man. I'm just go ahead and leave. Get off of this channel right now. And, yeah, man, I hope women, kind of like read in between the lines of some of these guys' shit. Because I know with me, I tried. Between the ages of 18 and 28, man, I just felt like I was wasting time looking for a black woman with values, like the woman that raised me. It's a different generation. A lot of these women, they come from terrible backgrounds, They come from an impoverished culture. So everything is all about, I gotta get me and shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys who are not checking for you guys, look at their upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And you want to call these guys dogs, shit. Most men, especially with me, when I was getting rejected by black women because I didn't have the fancy car or I didn't have the big house and all of that, when I was getting rejected by women, it just made me work harder. That's all it did. It made me work harder, and it made me say, you know what, I'll get the things that I need at one point. And then when I started to get them, I realized that I was working too hard. And, females would come around and, females would inquire on me and, they would make themselves more noticeable around me and shit. And then I realized, who was trying to use me and who was being genuine. And I'll be honest with you. The ones that were being disingenuous were a lot of the sisters. They were like, oh, wow, this guy look like he got it going on. It was never based on any type of values and shit like that. I noticed that when I started to get my shit together, I was able to, treat a lot of women like how they did me. But it wasn't like, oh shit, get the fuck away from me, bitch. Do you know who I am? It was nothing like that. It was like, all right, well, it was nice meeting you. I'll talk to you later. Boom, it was like that. And then, one girl was like, yeah, you said you was gonna call and you never called. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm always busy. I'm just doing too much. I just don't really have time to date like that. And it was true. I really didn't. I didn't want to really get into any further of a relationship than what I was with her, just an acquaintance, because I knew what type of woman I was dealing with. And why should I? And by the time I ran into her, she already had 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? And then I look around, and the ones who are more independent with no kids, they fucking around like they fucking with white guys. I don't see why people don't see this shit. Do I want a fucking independent woman with just weave, and she's sassy and she's always wearing some tight shit to work and she's always smiling in these white guys' face? Fuck no, I don't want that. Um, One lady said it's probably best that black men and black women separate. I mean, who the fuck says some shit like that, man? You don't hear Latinas and Asians saying some shit like that. Who the fuck says that? Um, wow. It's one of those things where you just, you think about it too much, you'll stress yourself out. I don't understand how this shit can be resolved. And I think there's a lot of white folks in between that's just causing massive division. I really believe that shit. Um, wow, man. I'm gonna get off of here. Leave this video alone. Cause I don't want to argue with black women about this topic. I really don't. It's just a response to the Ask the One, whatever the fuck her name is. It's just a response to her dumbass comment. I would like to find out more about her, honestly. I really would. Like, how many kids does she have? Um, how many times has she been with a black guy? What have these black guys told her? What did she see in these black men? There's plenty of questions that I would want to ask these people. And black men, don't argue with these people. Don't argue with them. Because at the end of the day, for a fact that when it comes down to the rest of the society, the ones who feel this way, the ones who feel like all black men are dogs, we can leave them alone. And we can. That they can go and hop the fence and go over to white society, but for the most part, they're treated nothing more but just a fetish. I mean, you guys want proof about this shit? I can bring on people. I know one lady. Actually, she's a grown woman now. She's 32 years old. Made straight A's her whole fucking life. Valedictorian. Graduated from Tulane University. Valedictorian. Okay? Black woman. Dated black guys here and there. Unfortunately, the neighborhood that she grew up in, there were a lot of the thugs, but she still had good relationships with black guys. But in comparison to the white men that she started dating, she started taking up salsa classes, other extracurricular activities. She started taking up extra shit. And when you do that, like I did as well, you start to meet other races of people. So she married a white guy from overseas. Okay? She married this guy, and they didn't stay married for too long. And I want to tell you something else. This guy had a lot of money. It was almost like the Serena Williams type situation. They didn't last too long. And I didn't ask any questions to this girl, but I'm pretty sure I can get her on here and we can just discuss what happened. But I've always kept 2 things in my head. I said, you know what? It had to have happened 1 or 2 reasons. Either her fucking attitude just got way out the box, which I don't think it did, because she grew up under a strong foundation, or on top of a strong foundation. She had a strong foundation to support her mother and father, still in the house. Her grandparents were all still together. Wholesome family, real wholesome. Straight A student. You know, which made her ultimately want to date other women. And her older sister fucked around with a loser. You know, a guy who couldn't keep a job and shit, and used to hit on her, and this is some shit that she just wasn't used to, and they ended up getting a divorce. Am I like that? No. Never been married. Never had any relationships. Never been divorced and shit like that. So, I know I'm rare. I know I am rare. And she said, just because you have a degree, a couple cars, a condo, it doesn't make you a fucking strong man. It doesn't make you a man. You're right. There's other things that make you a man as well. You have to own your own business. And ask the one, not only do I own my own business, but I own property as well. And my family were builders. So I know it's rare. I'm sorry for what these niggas has done to you, man. But you need to dig a little deeper in that haystack, mama. So we're in this shit right now. You guys be cool, Sam, and I am out.